Klosterneuburg. I'm a pro hooper in Austria right now, and the season's just getting started. We just had our first three friendly matches, scrimmages, whatever you want to call them. Now our first friendly match is actually an away game. We're playing in Bratislava. But I mean, it all starts off with having breakfast early. Now, I was always a person who, I started the intermittent fasting thing through COVID. I never really liked eating before workouts and things like that. But one thing I really started to realize was I was really lacking on energy. I know some guys can get away with that. They can skip breakfast early on and they just load it on later in the day, eat way more. There's just not enough time later in the day for me to get that in. So I really tried to make it more of a habit of making sure I get a good amount of food in early on to help carry me with some energy throughout the day. Here I got going with some eggs, just straight eggs, some coffee. I need that little bit of caffeine kick. I do the espresso thing now, so quick shots of it. And along with that, I've been trying to get into some of the Greek yogurt too, some of those healthy fats. I can't just do straight up plain. Put a little honey in there for some sweetener. I gotta have some berries in there as well. And I started putting some chia seeds in. I know they got a little bit of extra protein. Oh, and definitely gotta have some hot sauce on the eggs. And another thing I try to get in every morning too, because it's fresh on my mind, I don't forget later in the day, is my collagen and my creatine. Those are the two main things I gotta make sure I do in the morning. Collagen, strictly for my knees. Personally, I feel like it's helped. The more I've been taking it, the more consistently I have been. I feel like it's done some good things for my knees and for my joints. Whether that's placebo or not, I don't really care. Whatever works, works. And creatine, I always had a good experience with. I used to take it way more, back in college. Wasn't so consistent over the last couple of years, so really trying to get back taking that as well. Now, when I'm making this little drink too, my collagen with my creatine, I have to add something in there just so it's not collagen water. I get I don't know, not necessarily a Gatorade powder, but something similar, something they got in the grocery store here. Keep just some orange flavored thing. Not a ton of sugar, luckily. I wish it had less, but just something with maybe some electrolytes and some things, really just to help the taste when I'm having that other stuff. Once I get to the locker room, get myself situated into some knee stuff. I know you're gonna hear me say this a lot. Warm up is focused on my knees just because that's what I feel needs the most attention. Some other spots don't need as much to get activated. Some of the stuff I learned is from PJF, some of the stuff is from Strong by Science, just bits and pieces that I try to learn and implement and see what works and what doesn't. Starting off just with some knee flexion, it just kind of starts lubricating the joints, getting my leg warmed up, getting my muscles going. Main thing that happens is your muscles aren't activated and your joints just take all of the pounding and the abuse when you're running up and down and jumping and things like that. So do that, get into some band stretching, getting the back side of my legs, front side, hips. And then my absolute favorite one with the band is wrapping it around some sort of stretcher or pole. Right here I'm doing it on the Smith machine. Put one loop of the band around one knee, one loop around the other, and doing squats and going as low as you can go and really trying to get deep with that too. So this helps take some of the pressure off the knee and activate the quads. I could be butchering that explanation, but that's how it feels to me, and it really helps get my knees ready to go for whatever. I do this before my warm-up and before the game later as well. Now here I was feeling a little sluggish in my legs too, so I decided some light rhythm squats just to get my explosiveness up to par, kind of wake myself up a little bit too. Obviously nothing too heavy that's gonna make me tired for the game later. Felt like I kind of needed a little something extra, so I hit some of those. And then some isos, again, more knee health. My knees are the things that's going to carry me through my career for the most part, so I got to make sure they're 100% ready to go. So isometrics, I use some dumbbells here and just hold about 30 seconds each side, a couple sets, not enough to get tired, but enough to help me feel better. Now after all that, got a couple shots up and then got my lunch in at our team restaurant, and of course, like I do every single time, I forget to film it. Once I get done with that, I always need to get a pregame nap in. I don't care when it is. At some point before the game, I need at least 45 minutes, just like a quick power nap. And then later in the day, hit the bus. It was so hot, so I'm so glad we're taking the bus instead of the vans because it actually has AC, because the heat was beating my butt. Heat is beating my ass. And again, we're playing in Bratislava, so got to make sure I have the passport with because we're going into another country. That came in handy later because we did get stopped on the way back into Austria. It's going to sound corny, but some of the coolest part I like about our road trips is there's just such nice scenery on the way out. Hit some cornfields on the way there and see some tractors on the road. Kind of made me feel like home a little bit too. But finally we get to Bratislava in Slovakia, and gym's not new, but it's brand new, renovated, looks really cool. Now this is the day we got our new practice jerseys too. I know we don't have our game uniforms yet. We're in the middle of switching in between companies for our gear, our team deal. It's not like there's gonna be a lot of fans there anyways. But yeah, here's a little cool clip of the gym. A brand new court, nice hoops. It was a cool environment to play in. Sadly, I don't have any highlights. And I mean, we lost the game anyway, so there's not a ton of great things going on. I ended up losing by like 10 or 15, I don't know. Started off the game okay, started off by hitting a 3, having a dunk on some people. Long story short, just kind of a rough game, but we have some new guys. We're trying to feel each other out, what we do well, how to play off of each other's tendencies, that kind of thing. Then after the game, hit the bus again. Luckily we get some team food on the way home too. Got some pizza. I don't know if I should have got the ham. It was kind of some of the other stuff did look better. Got back home after about an hour, 15, whatever that drive was. That was pretty much our whole day. Again, it's a preseason game, so it might be a little different than what our in-season things will look like, but I do try to keep my routine relatively the same. And I'm gonna try to stick to that breakfast too, warm up, shoot around, nap, all that. As long as I stay consistent with that and numbers and things like that and my play look good, then that's what it'll continue to look like.